Hi, Hannah. I thought I'd just show you the screen as to how this is looking. I'm actually logged in right now in my account on Chesapeake. If I show you my present directory, I'm in home schragej. And I have gotten a copy of your program, which you called Project 3Q4. When I moved it over here, just because I'm trying to keep track of everything, I called it, let's see here, Project 3, which one is it? It's this one here, project3q4.hed.mat. I was just making it more consistent with what I'm doing with other students. So if I take a look at this file, now I'm going to use VI to do the text editing just because that's what I'm more familiar with. I know you guys use Nano most of the time, but they work basically the same way. When I looked at this, again, thinking about this more about the graphics and not so much about like the science or whatever is what's going on here, all I did was just to see what was happening, I went down to where you were creating that JPEG file. I just added 4 letters or 4 characters to the name. I made it .jms. Those are my initials, .jpeg. Just to see what happened. Like, does it actually create a file and so on? Partly because I had other JPEG files in my directory already. Now, if I run this thing, I'll show you what happens. And I agree, it's very distracting that there's all these errors and so on, or warnings about what is and isn't installed and so on Chesapeake. I don't really know because most of these things are installed, but Chesapeake is a very old server, and it could be that some of the copies of this we have are outdated. Anyway, it does this thing where it looks like it's hung, and we've seen that error before, but we know if we hit the Enter key, it'll move on and you get your prompt back. Now, if that worked, I'm just going to do a little trick here that I don't know if you've ever seen before. I just did an ls that just shows me it's currently 1:55, and at 13:54, so a minute ago or so, we created a new file called jms.jpg. Now, if I take that file and I just copy that file over to my public_html directory like this, and again, this is a possible point of failure. Maybe this is where yours is not working or whatever. So I'm copying, I think actually the instructions I gave you, we said move. Let's do that. If we move this file over to tilde/public_html like this. So we're moving it from its current home over to a directory called public_html. I could show you actually if I go over to my public_html directory. Now there's tons of crap in here, but because I use this for lots of my classes and so on. But if I make a list of just the files that end in JPEG, you can see it's right here. It's this one. Anyway, now, I can't, with this recorder running, actually switch you over to the browser. But if I went over on the browser to my computer, which is schragej.ddns.net, and then I would put ~schragej, because that's my login, but you would put ~hed, whatever your net ID is, and then the name of this file, just like that. So http://schragej.dns.net, that would all be the same. Again, you're putting this into the browser address. It's the URL. I just can't show you that because this program I'm using to make the recording doesn't let me switch windows. And then you would put HED, whatever your net ID is. Make sure the HED is lowercase, just like you log in. And here's the name of it. Whatever. It works. Now, the plot doesn't look right. Let's cross one bridge as we come to them, though. Let's first get it so that you get a plot, okay? So give this a shot, and let's figure out what you're doing. Where is the point of failure in terms of like, oh, wait a minute, you weren't moving it to the right directory, or something like that. And let's figure that out before we try to fix the science and the engineering behind, like, your actual calculations and so on. All right, give that a shot.